5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is the Ramble. We go from now until midnight. Yeah, and look who's here. Look who's here. Hey, there she is. She hasn't been here for
a while.
quite a while. Is that working?
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
Working. Let me turn it up.
Okay.
Turn it up a little
Here
more.
I am.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. I'll just keep the camera on you. What the hell?
Okay.
Why not? Yeah. There we go. Hello.
What a life. I was going to say, what a day. What a week.
Yeah, what a week. What a day. What a life. What a life. Let me see here. I could do this a little more. Hold on a second. I just need to
Adjust it.
Just adjust it slightly. So
Am I adjusted?
Yeah, you're adjusted more than you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Well, you say what a week?
Yeah, just emotionally and mentally drained, and I'm exhausted. I am so tired.
Why are you emotionally drained?
Just things happen. I mean, we've got our legal case coming, my office. It's been very stressful.
We went to see our lawyer, who talks very slowly. Do you ever notice that? And digresses.
I watched the clock, by the way.
Yeah.
We're going into the second hour.
We spent $900, and he said 5 words. You know, no, but it was really. I really hate this case.
I'm sick. It's 6.5 years.
You know,
6.5 fucking years. We haven't taken a vacation.
Yeah.
We haven't left the city.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And I've had time to get cancer, so you know.
And I have a spot on my lungs, so there.
Yeah, it's just a spot on the lung. So we'll find out what that is. But you can't have cancer because only one person's family is allowed to have cancer at a time.
At any time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just so drained. I'm exhausted.
Well, what are you drained? Are you drained about the trial coming up?
I'm drained about that, and kept thinking about finances. And also my office now.
We do not compared to most people, do not have financial problems.
We're not, Alex. I'm working a long.
I know.
But I mean, I'm exhausted every day. I come home. I wake up at 5 every morning.
Yeah.
I'm in the office at 7.
Uh-huh.
I'm out of there at 3.
And I thank you for that because I'm your pimp.
You're my
pimp. And I sit at home, eating my bonbons and hanging out with my hose.
And all I want to do is come home, have a glass of wine, smoke a joint, and prop my legs up and go to sleep. And then I start the same thing over the next day.
Well, like, welcome to everybody else. You know, you happen to be making more money than a lot of other people do.
Well, I'm working my fucking ass off to make that money.
They pay you good money there.
They do, and it's the last job I'll ever have in my life, and it's the best job I've ever had.
And you've had it for 15 years.
It's the longest job I've ever had in my life.
When I met you, you thought you were never going to work again.
Well, I had just gotten fired, remember?
Yeah.
About a year later?
Yeah.
From the architectural firm.
Yeah.
And I got this job through Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah.
It's great. It's been a great job for her.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah, they pay 100% of our health insurance for both of us. I get a bonus. It's great, but it's so much work. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
I mean, my job is to make sure that the guys that bring in the money are comfortable and happy, and everything is taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having to take care of some stuff.
I see. That's okay.
I have to keep.
You don't have to keep.
It's a one-man show.
You don't have to keep looking at me. It's all right.
It's a one-man show. You know, and I appreciate it.
My problem is I'm just exhausted every night when I come home.
Yeah.
I just want to veg out, and that's what I do, and then I start the same thing over the next day.
Yeah, we'll show you how bad my life is. I'm exhausted by the time you get home. You know. And yesterday I slept till 11:30.
Oh, stop it. Oh, God.
I didn't get to bed that late either.
Oh, stop
The
it.
doctor has given me new pills, right?
The happy pills?
Yeah, the happy pills. These are the first. I had the
You don't have to open it up.
100s, right? Which were this. I love how they change colors on things.
It's like the Synthroid.
These are the there. Okay.
No one can see them underneath your fat fingers.
No,
They're chunky fingers.
they're not chunky fingers. They're violin fingers. And then
piano, maybe.
And now here are the new ones, the 150s. They're white.
Well, like Synthroid. What color is your Synthroid?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't take it?
I take the same Synthroid
mine's
you
pink.
do. I take the same Synthroid you do. But I take the generic, you don't.
Mine's pink. My doctor, for some reason, specifically wanted me to take the Synthroid. And there was a reason why.
Really?
I can't remember.
You're probably stocking the company.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, we go to the lawyer today, and he starts with...
I can't hear.
What?
It's not going in my ears.
What do you mean it's not going in your ears?
I can hear you talking, but I can't hear anything in here.
Well, one of them fell off, I think.
No, they're both in my ears.
They're both in your ear. Okay, how's this? Is that better?
No.
Hold on a second. Is that better?
Talk.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you because you're talking right
Wait a
there.
minute. Can you... Give me your earphones. Here, we got to fix stuff while we're on the air, do we?
On the job training.
Huh? Gee, you're right. Huh, it could be these earphones have gone bad.
Should I use these?
Hmm?
Should I use
No.
these? No.
Could be these earphones have gone bad. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. There we go. At least it's going out one side on you. I don't know why not both sides.
See, this is what happens when I visit.
Yeah,
when I pay a visit.
On one side they work at least. Anyway.
To the to the Alex Bennett Ramble.
You don't really need them, for the most part.
Well, I want to hear when people call. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyway, today was very exhausting emotionally.
Yeah.
And I thought I lost the paper, and I was just about to cry.
Oh, this was a paper.
Oh, Alex.
I'm still.
Stop
I still
it.
have.
You don't have to show it to everybody.
I still have this.
Stop
I still
it.
have this cold, but it's better.
It is better.
But it's starting to come out.
Breaking up.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
Stop
But
it.
anyway, what happened was there was this paper I had to get. He said, "Oh, you got to get this thing. You got to get this thing. We really need this thing."
Property.
It was a rental thing where
A rental history.
a rental history of this apartment. So I had to go down to 125th Street.
Up.
And I walked it up to 125th Street. I had to walk it, okay, which is okay. Good walk.
9 blocks.
I get there, and then I suddenly realize I forgot to bring the lease with me. So I then head back. And I was thinking I'd maybe take a cab, but I couldn't find one, so I walked all the way back, and then all the way back to Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard building, his big office building. And I got this thing done pretty fast, actually, and they had to certify it. Boom. So now I hand it to her, and I say, "Here, you take care of it," because she was taking care of everything. And I said, "Don't unstaple it," because they told me don't unstaple it. What does she do?
Well, I had to scan it in.
Well, you could have done that without unstapling it.
Well, I didn't know. And I had a lot of stuff to scan in.
Well, you didn't really have to scan it in. All he did is he wanted it.
Well, he got it.
Well, he got it, but now it was unstapled, and so he's going to have to
Maybe.
send us back down
There's one near the courthouse.
near the courthouse. But you're going on that
You're
one.
going with
No,
me.
you're going.
I'm not going.
Yes, you're going.
I've had it.
There.
I mean, I just fuck it. I'm finished.
Oh, really?
We'll go live at 144th Street.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
We'll make the living room into a bedroom and the bedroom into your studio.
But everything they need, like, certified. And I'm going.
I think he's just covering his ass. I mean, he did really need the
Yeah. Did he
original
give me-
lease. He really needs the, and I bet we'll not see
Did
that
he give
again.
me back my license today?
Yeah.
Did I put it back in my wallet?
I didn't see you put it back, but he did give it back to you.
Can I go look at my wallet?
No, I'll look when I go.
And then
into
bring
the-
it in here so I can see it.
Okay, I'll do that. See what I put up with. Give me a break.
Well, I thought that I maybe
I'm slowly dying.
left
here.
my wallet in that office,
No, he handed it to you.
and I put it in my.
I didn't see that. I was busy putting mine in the wallet.
Oh. No, anyway.
Anyway, it's 10:15. So that was my day. That was my week.
Remember, give me 2 minutes. Just 1 minute.
Oh, minute. God. Do you see what I have to put up with?
Go ahead. Tell them what you have to put up with.
Is anyone going to call tonight and say hello to me? Louise, are you going to call? Who's going to call tonight? Somebody call and say hello to me. I'll stay here on the phone. When he opens it up, I will stay till somebody calls. And then I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay, we're okay. He has his driver's license.
And my wallet.
And your wallet.
I left my wallet there. You know, when you're old like we are, we do things like that.
Well, we haven't gotten to the point where we put the milk in the cabinet.
Like when people tell you not to unstaple something, you unstaple it. So.
He was impressed, though, with all the stuff that he got.
Well, let's face it. Here's what it was. I think you just kept sending him stuff to annoy him.
I did. I did. Anything that had an address that said 1925 on it, I scanned it in and sent
he
it
asked for like some proof we lived here, so we sent Verizon bills, PG&E bills,
envelopes
for offers, things like that, You know, and the funny part is they want to be able to prove that we have lived here.
Like, duh.
You know, well, then if we haven't been living here, why are you trying to throw us out? You know, why is it you've been complaining about those people living in 8I? Of course we've been living here.
We're squatters.
Oh, and then she has to prove that she hasn't lived anywhere else. Because she does have another apartment.
Yeah.
But she hasn't lived there.
I haven't lived there since...
and I said, it doesn't matter. This is the only place I have lived in this time period.
And it's the only place I've lived.
So, you know, just one person has to be living here.
Well, we both live here. I rent out the other place.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just so annoying, all the little things and gripes and...
It never ends.
You know, and we're supposed to be, like, I'm not going to do the show...
Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Well, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the court case, which it just really bothered me because of the court case. And the first day, we don't have to get down there that early at like 9:30 in the morning because they're going to be arguing about something, I don't know, as to whether it should be admitted into evidence or not.
The slum landlord that owns the building has done some creepy stuff, not only to...
well, don't talk about what it was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Shouldn't. Not when there's an ongoing trial.
When there's an ongoing thing. They're very nice people. They're very nice people. So, anyway, I have a bone to pick with Damien.
Oh, yeah, so do I. Damien, Apple TV is good. We found some really good stuff on there.
There are two very good shows on Apple TV.
Yeah.
One of which you would like.
Which one? The television one?
The one about For All Mankind.
Oh, the space thing.
Yeah, space thing. You would love that show.
It's an interesting premise. The premise is that the Russians landed on the moon, and now we're trying to catch up.
Well, yeah, but...
I mean, that's the premise, basically.
Well, we do catch up eventually, but... The thing is that that's a very kind of flimsy one-page premise for a show. And it's a question of how you're going to work it out, how you're going to make it work.
Well, it becomes a soap opera. They're all soap operas. I don't care how you deal with it. They're all soap operas.
Yeah, but it's a very good show.
It's okay.
It's a very good show.
I would say
And you like the morning show a lot.
Not as much as you, but I like it.
Yeah, and the latest episode about...
Excellent rape.
It was about... Well, it was about the Me Too stuff.
Yeah, it's very good. Steve Carell is terrific.
Jennifer Aniston's terrific. Reese Witherspoon. Even Martin Short, who I don't like as a comic, is very good as a straight actor. So, you know. We've been enjoying it, Damien. So what do you mean nobody watches it? A lot of people watch it. I watch it.
I watch it.
We look forward to it. It's the first thing we watch on Friday.
Is it a Friday
all the
thing?
Stuff. Yeah, when it comes out on Friday. Well, I watch The Mandalorian during the day when you're not here because I figure you don't want to watch The Mandalorian.
What's that about?
That's the Star Wars thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Which I've got to get you into this weekend.
I'm not into Star Wars.
No,
I never was.
But I want to show you this one episode, okay? I think you'll like it.
Okay.
I think you will like it, okay?
Is it time? It's time.
No, not even close.
Can I roll on over?
Not even close. You know something? I haven't missed you being here, but just because for the half hour, you go, is it time yet? Is it time yet?
Well, I want to talk to everybody else, too. I love talking to you, but open up the show.
You don't like talking to me. I'm a burden to you.
We talk together all the time.
And now with this cancer, I'm more of a burden to you.
The issue is who's going to go first.
I'm handling it pretty well.
You're handling it very well. Actually, since you spoke with the doctor, I think everything's moving
well. No, because I know that something has to be done, you know.
And we're taking care of it. That's
but
all.
Last night I got this great fear of death in me.
I welcome it.
Really?
I do.
How do you do that?
Let it come. I have no problem with
Well,
it.
Maybe,
Do I want to continue more of this waking up and going to work and putting 8 and 9 hour days in?
Well,
really?
And being married to me.
I love being married to you.
But anyway, no, what I'm saying is that, what was I going to say?
I have no idea.
Oh, what I was going to say is...
That's what happens when you get old.
Is that my father, when he was alive, said, I hope when I go I get hit by a Mack truck.
Then you're doomed.
He said,
boom.
Yeah. He says, I don't want something where I linger. Well, he did linger for like a week.
Well, that's not bad, a week.
Yeah, but he had a pituitary tumor. But in those days, they couldn't solve. Today, alive.
It's nothing, yeah.
Yeah, it's not nothing.
But I mean, today it's solvable.
It's quite solvable.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to linger either.
How's my voice doing tonight?
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah. I don't want to linger either.
Yeah.
No life support.
Well, but I think about, the process of dying isn't a lot of fun.
Only if it's long and drawn out. I mean, let it happen to me quickly.
Really?
Yeah. Let it come.
Well, suppose you do have
January 2023 is
suppose you do have lung cancer.
Let it come. Let it go.
No, but then are you not going to do anything about it?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Why? I'll start smoking again.
I found out that if I do nothing about this prostate cancer, probably
better.
I'm good for 5 years anyway.
And you feel better. I think if I had lung cancer, I'll start smoking again, just to show them.
Oh, if I found out that I had a terminal disease tomorrow, I'd try heroin for the first time.
I'm basically on heroin.
What?
The pain pills that I take is Dilaudid, which is synthetic heroin.
Yeah, but it's not heroin. You're not hooked.
You got high one time. I have never gotten high, and that was my biggest fear, was that I would become addicted. And the doctor said, you're dependent on it, and that's good because it's going right to the pain. But Alex one time took a pill, and he was floating around the whole day. I have never, ever, in 11 years that I've been seeing the pain doctor, I've never gotten high.
Because it goes direct. And when you have a pain pill and it goes to the pain, you don't get high.
Never gotten high, ever.
But I was taking it for the sheer enjoyment.
I know you were.
for the
For the high.
yeah. I was an opiate addict for one day.
Yeah, but it's strong stuff, and I'm monitored. I see the pain doctor once a month, and 3 times a year I get a shot in my back.
Well, my neuropathy pills kind of made me a little high.
They're the happy pills.
They're the nice pills.
They're the nice pills.
I've been very nice lately.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I've been very nice because I'm on the nice pills.
That's right.
Yeah. But I think I'll go back on the ugly. What were the ugly pills? Oh, those were the when they gave me one pill. Remember the one pill they gave me when we went on vacation? I was nasty the whole weekend.
To my friends?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I couldn't help it.
My friend was doing a charity thing. He was in charge of it, and Alex is sitting on the fucking toilet reading a magazine.
What do you mean?
When we were waiting for you in the car, and you were on the toilet upstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just, that drug made me nasty mean. It really did.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
They said, Mills, you can come visit us anytime.
Really?
Yeah.
Not me anymore?
No, you can come if you take your nice pills.
I take my nice pills. I'm on my nice pills. I tried my nice pills.
It's 10:24.
So
I'm just giving the time.
We got some movies here. Let's see here. What are these? Where was it?
New York Times.
Here it is. These are the best movies of the year? Is that what they say?
Is that the movies or the television?
This is the movies.
Okay.
Honeyland. Conceived government-sponsored informational video. This documentary is nothing less than a found epic, a real-life environmental allegory, and not least a stinging comedy about an age-old problem of inconsiderate neighbors.
I'll pass on that. Keep Keep going.
The Souvenir. Honor Swinton Byrne plays different version of the director's younger self in an elusive autobiographical film that also functions as a kind of superhero origin story.
I'll pass on that.
I never heard of that film.
Keep going.
Now, The Irishman.
You know, everybody loves The Irishman. To me, The Irishman was too long.
That was mediocre.
It was mediocre, and it was all the actors playing themselves. It was a bad copy of Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I think.
It was if somebody other than Martin Scorsese decided to do an impression of a Martin Scorsese
That's
film.
what it would be.
Yeah.
And it was over 3 hours. Over
three and a half.
3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Marriage Story, which we haven't seen yet.
What's that about?
That's the one you want to watch on Netflix. A Marriage Story.
Oh, The Marriage Story. I thought you said Merit.
Marriage Story. Noah Baumbach.
Yeah, that opened up today on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. Both of those films will probably get nominated, and both of those are Netflix films.
The Two Popes?
Yeah. Two Popes, that's yet to come out.
Is
That's
that HBO?
January.
Is that HBO? Or?
No, that's a different show. That's the other Pope.
I mean the new one with the movie, not the television
The
series.
movie is a Netflix thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but it won't be out till January. Peterloo, I heard about this film. Mike Lee. The Edge of Democracy.
Kind of where we are now.
Harrowing documentary, an inside look at the events leading up to the election of Jair Bolsonaro, Brazil's populist president, is the scariest movie of the year.
Jesus.
You know, they haven't done one about Trump yet.
Yeah, wait.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I liked it.
I thought it was okay, but I don't think it was a very good Quentin Tarantino.
I agree.
I expect more out of it.
Yeah, but it was a good movie.
It was okay.
Well, I thought it was better than okay,
Yeah.
but not great.
Well, we can watch it again. Atlantics, I don't know what that is. Startlingly original debut feature about the specters that haunt Dakar. Let's see, anything else that they recommend here? Well, let's see.
Scroll down.
If we go down here, they have some other films, I guess.
Yeah, that's all the top films are recommended.
Well, these are different. I guess maybe this is somebody else's list.
Oh, that could be.
Pain and Glory, The Irishman, Parasite, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, again, Synonyms, Transit, American Factory, One Child Nation.
That sounds like China.
And The Last Black Man in San Francisco. It's a movie about me.
All right, let's open it up. I'm rolling over. Roll me over in the clover.
Wait a minute,
roll me
I gotta
over,
move
lay
this
me
over
down and
here.
do it again.
And you can,
Roll
let's see
over?
here. Yeah, I guess you can roll over.
I'm rolling over.
Yeah, here she comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's going to be the first one to call?
Well,
and
I don't
say
know. I
hello?
haven't set up the Skype yet. So
Look at this hair.
leave me alone. Let me see here. Here we go. I got to put some things under that. 'Cause there's a rumble. Let me see here. We've opened up the Skype line.
So start calling.
So you can start calling. Wait a minute. Come on. Active. There we go. All right. I got to blow my nose.
Don't do it near the...
Oh, there's blood's coming out.
Stop it. We don't want to know that detail, Alex. It's gross.
Really? You want to see it?
No.
Here, see it.
No,
Look
stop
at it.
I'm going to bed.
Look at my
I'm going to bed.
my blood. Look at the snotty blood. See that right there?
I'm not
Okay,
looking.
it's not up there anymore. You can come back. There we go.
Oh, God. Do you see
Oh
what I have to
boy.
put
Well,
up
let's see
with?
if anybody decides to call here. Yeah. Maybe nobody will call.
Then I'm going to sleep.
Maybe nobody wants to talk to you.
That's true. Not even Louise.
It could be. Let me see here. Boom. Let me get that ready. Oh, here we go. Here comes Jeff Stein.
Ah!
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on a second. Jeff Stein.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, Jeff.
There's Jeffrey. Hold on a second. Let me put you in the first place here. Stein Zeller. We can put you in there, and we go over here like that so people can see you. There he is, Jeff Zeller, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Jeff?
Good.
Oh,
Good.
here comes Josh.
Marjorie, I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
Josh Wheeler.
And I'm going to see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
If we put in Josh Wheeler, he will probably pop up because he was in the third spot last night.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, he was in the... What spot was he in last night? Maybe he was in the first spot. Oh, no, there he is.
There he is.
Okay. Turn on your camera, Josh. There we go.
There we go.
There
Hi,
he
Josh.
is. Okay.
Hello.
And that center space
Hello.
is
Hi.
yeah, that center space is waiting for Phil. At least
I
that's
thought
the
it was a
space he
Phil
had.
free tonight.
No, but if somebody else calls, we'll
get
give
the
you his
spot.
space, okay? And then when he calls, I can say, well, we'll try to fit you in. You know. Which would be kind of nice. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Here he comes. Here he comes. Okay. Well, we could, let's see here. Phil, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think we can fit you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it looks like a crowded field.
Hi, Phil.
Hi. How
Hi.
you doing, Marjorie?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's been a hard couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Alex doesn't make it easy. Yeah.
Well, I've been nice because I'm on my
Good pill. Happy pill.
happy pills.
Oh, the gabapentin, or
No, it isn't gabapentin. It's
Happy.
pregabalin, which is Lyrica. Lyrica.
oh, I see. All right.
Yeah. I asked my doctor about it. He said, well, it's a little better than gabapentin because it has a few more things in it or something.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, fine, good. You know. So, I don't think I think my feet are my neuropathy is just as bad, but I don't give a shit now.
Yeah. You still
See?
going to the chiropractor?
No,
I
Well,
am. I still go.
Yeah.
I went.
I go.
No,
You know,
it was. I spent $300 at the chiropractor. More than that, about $360 at the chiropractor, and it did nothing. Nothing. I mean, I wasn't expecting miracles. I was just expecting something
You
to happen.
didn't get your back like that in a month. It's a whole lifetime.
Well, I found out from my
Yeah.
doctor finally after your
Marjorie's right.
it's
chiropractor was saying, well, yes, I saw the X-ray, and you definitely have something wrong with your spine. And then I went to my neurologist, and he said, well, yeah, but it isn't your spine that's causing this. So there.
Whatever.
Anyway, there's 330.
It doesn't hurt to get your back
you
adjusted.
gonna
It's
give
like
me-
getting your car tuned in.
He didn't
or
do
or
that.
your haircut.
Yeah.
He didn't do that much of an adjustment.
I love it. I mean, like, it just cracks it. You could.
You know, if I go to a massage parlor, they'll do the same thing, and I get a happy ending.
And
Well,
sometimes
I had a Rolfing today. I feel pretty good, but believe me, there's no happy ending. The only thing that's a happy ending when you get Rolfed is when the Rolfing is over and you get off the table.
Well,
I did it years ago, and it was so painful I couldn't continue.
I
with it.
used to get Rolfed, and I liked it. I thought it was
I
terrific.
have been doing it every
Hey, look
day
who's
for
there.
over a year.
Yeah.
Every week for over a year.
Wow.
Where's Josh? We got to get Raymond. Hold on a second. I got to get rid of. We got two Jeffs.
Josh.
We don't need two Jeffs.
And you have two Joshes.
We do have two Joshes.
Double the double the fun.
I see what the problem is. Wait a
Lot
minute.
of-
That isn't what we wanted. What we wanted was four. We wanted. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm
The senior citizen here is messing up.
Josh Wheeler. Oh, I see. Okay, 3 a.m. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. And then
They
we
have two Jeffs. You
And
have
then,
two Jeffs.
And then we got to get what?
Aren't there two Jeffs?
There are two Jeffs there. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
only
two
one there.
Well, that's how he gets a full house.
Let me see here. Let me hold on a second. I
One
should be able to get rid of Jeff by doing that. There we go. There we go. Jeff's gone. Bye.
Okay.
Jeff's still there, but he's somewhere else.
But there's no two of
Only in
them.
one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting ready for my trip in the morning. I probably got to get up and get out at like
Where you
5:30 in the
going?
morning.
He's going to
I'm going
Watch
to
where you're
Maui.
going, and maybe
Oh,
you won't
wow.
trip.
He's going to Maui for 2 days.
3. 3 days of diving and 5 days total. But the thing is, on my iPad, I downloaded a couple of Netflix things. Now, can you watch those if you're not online? If you downloaded
it,
Netflix?
Yeah, if it's downloaded
Okay.
in your iPad, you can.
Okay. Yeah, because I have to go to Netflix to push the download thing that says that's where the movies are.
Hammer's.
Yes.
Jason,
what?
hey, since you're asking technical questions, Phil, can I ask Josh a technical question? So the other day, I think I had some ice dam, and I had paint on my inside of my kitchen. It looked like the wall melted, and the paint was drooping off of the wall. You could push it; it was like sticking out from the wall, it was bubbling out.
Bubbling.
A couple of days later, it was gone. The paint was tight to the wall again. It's not bubbling out. It's not sticking out.
Is that water?
And now we go to Mr. Paint. Yes, Josh.
I know that's not really what you do in there, but I just didn't know if maybe you've heard anything. Does it have some type of heat shrink type of ability or something? The sun shined on it and it was dried out and shrunk back tight to the wall, or?
I think he can do that sometimes. Yeah, was it on drywall? Did the drywall swell up and then?
The drywall, I didn't notice the drywall swell, but it was back when we had all of our winter storm and everything. I think we probably had an ice dam. Never had water damage there before.
But there may have been
it just
water.
Looked like
and there may be
the
water
wall was
inside.
melting.
Yeah.
And the paint was coming off the wall, drooping down like it was melting.
Wow.
And then a couple of days later, I didn't even notice. And I was going to show my parents. They came over. I'm like, "What the hell happened? It's gone. You can't see it at all."
Do doors open and close in the middle of the night?
I swear, it was the craziest thing. That's why I just did. I didn't know.
Why don't you do this instead of asking Josh? Because obviously he doesn't know what makes the paint work. Okay.
Must have been PPG paint or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Ask your device there.
No, but you could probably go online and find that problem.
It was just crazy, man. It looked like my wall was melted.
Did it go down to the floor? Did it go off the wall into the floor?
No, it's just about halfway down.
How would you best describe it? Drip marks in my paint?
No, it looked like the melted wall.
Drip paint. Well, let's see here.
You sure you don't have a leak, like a roof leak?
I'm going to say goodnight, guys. I am so tired. It's good seeing you. I'll be back soon.
Isn't that disgusting seeing two old people kiss? You want a tongue kiss?
She said,
Good smooch.
Yeah. Is that your reply?
Yeah.
That was the rating.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Good night. Anyway, where were we?
You got one out of 3.
Watching paint dry.
Yeah, watching paint dry. Drip marks. No.
Vanishing.
In paint.
No, you're just gonna get wet paint stuff.
Yeah,
Paint
use a better
detaching
brush.
from drywall or something. Oh, but hey, Phil, too. The last couple of days I spent redoing my walk-in closet with it's Rubbermaid, but it's a wire shelving system.
Oh, okay.
It's a pain in the ass, but I love it now.
Well, let me see here.
It's nice to have an organized closet.
Let me see here. Why does my paint peel off of the walls? Let me see if I fix.
And then re-adhere.
Use a paper scraper. No, that's not your problem. Paint separating from wall. Is that?
That might sounds a little bit better. But then reattaching, that was the thing that got me. I said, it just popped in my head. We had all this ice, we had all this. Probably got some water damage. It worked its way back up.
There are 3 spots in the picture. The paint is bubbling up on the wall. The layer of paint that is separating seems to be quite thick, though, roughly 2 millimeters. Does anyone know why this could be happening and how to fix it? Does that sound like your problem?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it fixed itself, so I wouldn't know how to fix it.
Yeah. Well,
Did you touch the paint at all?
I touched it just to make sure it was bubbling out, and then after I did that, I even went and got my kid, and I said, "Don't you do this."
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to push on the paint and crack it. And then, like I said, a couple of days later, just like heat shrink. And just tightens right back
Foreman
up to the wall.
Colossus says online, and he may be right, Jason, your LSD wore off.
Right. We all must have been having a good trip because everybody saw it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, so I'm still got my cold a little bit, but it's getting better.
You sound better.
I'm feeling a little bit better. I still feel, I tell you, it must have knocked the shit out of me because I went to the lawyer today and I was really tired. It was really quite a slog for me. You know, because I mean, you get sick that many days in a row and eventually it takes its toll on you. So.
I'm probably just getting over. It might be something similar too, man. I know it kicked my butt. I'm glad I was on vacation this week, but you know, it was horrible. And I swear by Mucinex. You know, the one that you have to get from the pharmacy.
You know,
counter.
I have Mucinex, and I didn't.
It
I
didn't do
try
nothing.
Didn't do anything.
Didn't help.
Yeah, that's supposed to help with mucus.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten the flu shot yet. Now that I'm over 65, I think I'm supposed to get the double strength flu shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
they call it senior level or something.
Yeah. But I haven't had time to go there and get it. So now that I'm going on this trip, last weekend it was raining and we were supposed to shoot at this outdoor property. And I said, I'm not going in the rain because I'm not getting sick before this trip. And
Take some airborne.
Yeah, I've been staying away from everybody.
Take airborne before you get on the plane.
Well, I don't.
What's airborne?
Usually,
I've seen something that they wear around their neck.
It basically has zinc in it. It's like almost like a effervescent thing, like what was it, Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah.
You know, you put it in your cup and then you drink it, and you know, I think it has zinc in it to help.
Well,
So
because you get on those
other people are sick.
airplanes, and if one person is sick in that airplane, everybody
It
can get sick.
recycles the air.
Right.
You know, and don't let them fool you into thinking that if you sit close to the front of the plane and you're closer to first class, that you get better air. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't think they have a different air circulation.
No. However, I've often felt that first class should be in the back of the plane.
How is that?
Well, because
It's safer.
well,
No,
if the
I don't
plane
think
is
it
going to
is.
crash, the plane is going to crash. In most crashes, the people who are in the tail survive over the people who are in the rest of the plane.
It's at the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the people in first class are going. Wave bye-bye to the guys who are eating
Right.
the chocolate sundaes, okay?
Yeah. No, I just got main cabin with the extra 6 inches of knee space.
Well, you needed that because you were extra
Extra big.
Extra 6 inches of knee space or belly space.
You get the belly space when you get the knee space.
something like that. I won't fat shame Phil.
Yeah.
You got the exit row.
No, I don't like the exit row because the seats don't recline.
No, the seats don't recline in front of the exit row. The exit
No,
row.
the seats don't recline in the exit row either.
Okay.
And so, otherwise I would sit in the exit row because you do get more distance between the seats.
Excuse me. I'm gurgling up here. Hold on a second.
Oh, falls?
Yeah. Ooh, I've got 3 of them left for the rest of the show. Okay, I'm going to have some more. There we go. That's lovely. Sugar-free.
Ooh.
Sugar-free. I have also, do you ever do coldies?
Yes.
No.
It works.
Yep.
Yeah, it does work. If you
I like coldies and airborne.
Yeah, if you take coldies at the beginning of a cold, it's zinc, same thing. It will minimize the cold you get. And that's what I took, and that's why this one lasted over 7 days. What's amazing to me is when I get a cold, usually it's 3 days. I get it the day I get the cold, the day it's really bad, and the day it's starting to go away. And by the 4th day, no cold anymore. Well, those days are over. This one lasted a week and 2 days, something like that. So,
Yeah, you take a multivitamin and all of that stuff.
do I? Yeah, I take some vitamins.
I found that since I've been loading up on supplements and everything that you can imagine, CoQ10 and
they found out that does
loading
nothing.
up on coke. Yeah.
By the way, they said the CoQ10 does nothing. Zero. Zilch.
tastes good.
May taste good, but they say it does nothing.
Yeah, I'll take my shot.
All those supplements, you know what they give you?
Expensive shit.
Very expensive pee.
Yes.
Very expensive pee.
Pee, yeah.
Because most of the stuff you take doesn't get absorbed into your system.
Well, I get probiotic, fish oil, multivitamin.
Probiotics are the one thing I will swear by and say are good because I had IBS, and I've had a great deal less IBS since I took probiotics.
Yeah.
You know.
But, between all the stuff that I take, I actually haven't gotten sick as often as I had in the past.
American Patriot, who knows nothing because he's another conservative shit, says CoQ10 is a must if you're on statins. No.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Statins are a must if you're on CoQ10 is what I've heard.
No, it's really the other way. Yeah, they say the CoQ10 is good.
That's the thing that's in fish oil or whatever, isn't it?
No, it's some sort of. Mine's orange, and it's supposed to be good for your heart.
Gee, I should bring out my medicine cabinet here, and we could do a game called Name That Pill.
Yeah.
I thought she just went to bed.
Ooh, you're going to be in trouble now.
This is Friday show. She doesn't listen to
tell
it.
on you on Sunday.
What?
I can tell on him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff's a rat.
Yeah. Yeah. We're having lunch with Jeff and Pamela on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since all you guys in California can get together, can't we get together?
Yeah, why don't you guys show up once in a while?
Well, let's fly.
Well, I'll wave from Maui.
Let's fly Josh and Jason in too.
Josh is close. He's in Ohio, right?
Yeah, he's close.
Yeah, I think the temperature on Sunday is going to be 87 in Kihei, Maui. So I'll wave.
Yeah, well, so what? I don't care.
We thought about visiting New York a few times in the last couple of trips we took. We just haven't made it.
Oh, well, come see us.
Walking around with a map, looking all touristy, seeing if we can get mugged or something like that.
You know, if you came to New York and
curb.
expected me to show you New York, I would have to get one of those maps.
Yeah, hey, I heard your mayor is sending the homeless to New Jersey.
Really?
I thought, yeah. Well,
back from where they came from.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. Very good.
He's sending them to New Jersey and North Carolina, and I think the governors of each state is protesting that De Blasio is doing that because
how's he sending them down there?
I guess he's putting them on a train or a bus or something.
Really? Does he force these people on the bus?
Beats me. Maybe promises them candy.
Why don't you get the story first and then come back to us?
I heard the story. All right, I'll look up the story. De Blasio sending homeless to New Jersey.
Yeah, and you know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to come up with? Why his wall paint is gurgling.
Yeah.
Alex, did you hear that the guy who's the head cop of New York City retired?
Did he?
Yeah, Jimmy O'Neill.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what's his name from Blue Bloods?
This guy's an old
Magnum
friend.
PI.
Yeah.
Well, did you find the story yet, Mr. Biggie?
I'm looking.
Okay,
here's
Mr. I have nothing to.
I want to see what it's from. This is news at Yahoo.
Yeah.
And New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio caught sending homeless to New Jersey. Content is currently unavailable.
Surprise!
Okay, let's see if I can find anything else.
Well, if that's the case, quite frankly, I think it's a horrible thing to do to to the homeless. To send them
Yeah,
to
New Jersey's
Jersey.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Waller sued over programs. I don't know why here's another one. Spectrum News. I don't know what that is. Another New Jersey city is suing New York City over a homeless relocation program. Let me tap on that and see what that's all about. Okay, so New York's getting sued. They're sending them out to Elizabeth, New Jersey. The mayor, Chris Bolwage, said, I am not sure that this is a equality in any way, shape, or form. I guess Elizabeth, New Jersey is not an equal to New York. Okay, also Newark has joined the lawsuit. And the Democratic Newark mayor, Baraka, sued the city earlier this week, claiming the program known as Special One-Time Assistance, or SOTA, puts a burden on his community. And so, yeah, that's the deal.
Why would you send somebody to New Jersey when, in fact, he can then turn around and come back to New York?
Well, they're pikers, you know.
What do you mean?
The turnpike's in New Jersey. Right?
Yeah, so what?
Well, they call guys along the turnpike pikers.
What does that have to do with this?
Well, it's a slur.
Oh.
But you know, why would they send him to New Jersey? I
mean, what is being satisfied by sending them to New Jersey? I mean, if you said you drug them and then drop them off in Iowa, that might have some effect. But
maybe it's
dropping
tough to
them
get
off in
across
New
the bridge.
Jersey, they just turn around and come back.
Well, he's dropping them off in New Jersey. You know, what can I tell you? I used to know some police officers that in one city, I will leave it non-named, used to put the derelicts on the BART train and send them to Berkeley. But, it was easier than arresting them. You didn't have to write a report.
Oh, well, it's interesting. Boy, you always try to come up with something about our New York mayors, don't you?
Yeah, I don't like your New York mayor.
You don't like any of our New York mayors?
No, I don't like him. The last New York mayor I liked was Lindsay.
I thought you liked Giuliani.
I like Giuliani too.
Oh yeah, he was a great mayor.
Yeah, the best. He's
don't like
America's
him so much
mayor.
anymore?
The biggest everything.
Dude, I saw a commercial on TV today. I don't know if it was just for FX doing a show or something, but it almost seemed like it was a Donald Trump throwing Giuliani under the bus, because it was talking about, was this Giuliani trying to dig up dirt on Biden?
Oh,
And that's all it was about, Giuliani digging up dirt on Biden.
did you hear that the main phone number that was supposed to come back to some office that tied Giuliani to the Ukraine thing? It turns out that the phone number was a bad phone number, and it doesn't come back to the office that they thought it was going to come back to, and it blew a bunch of holes in Schiff's efforts to get the phone calls from AT&T.
Yeah, you know that there's apps that you can get on your computer that you can call 911 and spoof somebody else's phone number?
Really? I know I get spoofed all the time with people trying to sell me something, or their spoof numbers, especially when they're calling to sell you Medicare.
They've had them where the cops show up and surround the house thinking there's a hostage situation that we've had here in Grosse Pointe. There were cops surrounded a house like there was a hostage situation, and somebody on the internet spoofed his phone number and called 911 saying they were being held hostage.
Well, is that called swatting?
Something like that, I think.
And gamers do that to each other, right?
So it wouldn't be that hard or difficult for somebody to have used a phone number and grabbed that phone number, and it doesn't trace back to where they think it's going to trace back to. So,
wow. This Mayor Baraka said that they put over 1,000 homeless in Newark, and so now he's suing New York.
Well, it's very cruel to poor people.
Isn't that the same thing Giuliani did too, though?
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
think
thought he
so.
arrested him. You know?
I thought he put him on buses to Florida.
Yeah. Well, they didn't vote for him. That was his problem. Otherwise, you would have had Giuliani instead of Trump.
I wonder why they haven't come out with a documentary on how crooked Giuliani is. You know?
I don't know that he's crooked.
Hey, he donates money to...
I know that he's crooked.
A lot of times
I
they
know-
make documentaries after the fact, so he would have to stop being crooked for at least a short enough period of time for them to produce one.
Yeah. No, because it you know, I mean, I have it on good authority, somebody very close to Giuliani, that I said to them, is Giuliani a crook? And she says, are you kidding me? The biggest crook around.
Did they? Your friend? Did she cite any specifics?
Yes, but I'm not going to talk about them.
Yeah.
She said they were she and her pal, his pal, the former cop. What was his name?
owned the
Yeah,
security
his
company together?
partner.
Yeah, Bernard
Yeah,
Carrick. That the two of them were like thick as thieves. They were just terrible, just terrible. And
Maybe
this
they
and,
liked each other.
and this person should know because she was sleeping with Carrick. You know, and I said to her, I said, I like you a lot. I think you're a very intelligent person. Why in the world did you fuck Bernard Carrick?
Power fucker.
He's not a bad looking
And
guy.
that's exactly the answer she gave, though, Josh. She, not Josh, but
Jason.
Jason. She said, I somehow am attracted to men with power.
A lot of women are.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he was a big fat fuck at the time, you know. He lost
You
weight.
know, I've seen him on TV. Yeah, he must have lost weight. He didn't look bad.
You know, but the two of them were just absolutely thick as thieves, as criminals. I mean, it's doing just outlandish shit, you know. So
That was funny. The other day I was watching something on the History Channel. I think it had something to do with 9/11.
it had something to do with history, yeah.
It wasn't like totally about 9/11 or whatever, but it was Donald Trump and Giuliani were both on this same episode in the History Channel. Yeah, that had to have been somewhat recent too, but it was like, you know, it seemed like he was taking credit for so much shit that he had nothing to do with.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, Trump.
But then Giuliani
Well,
also.
Trump is a pathological liar. I mean, he just we know because we hear him say something one day and the next day say, I never said that.
I'm staying up late for this.
He's so upset.
Oh, well.
Make the Giuliani
Don't do us
though,
any
is-
fucking favors. You know.
Yeah. I got to be out the door at 5:30 tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, so by the time this is over, it'll be 9 o'clock, so you can sleep
Yeah, get
until
through
till 4 in the morning, and then you're out the door. You get
Yeah.
7 hours sleep. What are you griping about, old man?
And it's a short flight,
Old
San Fran
man.
to Hawaii.
Huh?
Give me 3 hours.
Yeah, but I'm going to be on a plane, and because I'm hungry for air miles and elite status,
he's doing
I'm
that
flying.
crazy-
Oh, yeah, you're flying through Ontario.
Yeah,
Phil.
no, I'm flying through Phoenix, and yeah.
What
You
in the-
could. When I went to San Fran, Alex, we went to Fisherman's Wharf with my brother, and we saw the cruise ships. We were just talking to people, and the guy came off. He says, "This is a." I didn't realize it. He says, "We're going to Hawaii," because they knew we were from New York. I said, "How far is Hawaii?" The guy says, "It's only a couple hours." I didn't realize we were that close. My brother says, "Yeah, it's not far."
Where's this? Where
They
were you?
people stop off for the weekend.
Wait a minute. Where
and then they
were
take the
where
plane
were
in.
you? Where were
When
you?
me and my brother took me to San Fran to see the Mets a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Remember when I called you?
It's not
We were
3 hours.
walking-
It's not 3 hours. How many hours is it, Phil?
Was it 3?
Direct 5.5.
Oh, it's 5 and okay. But
Direct.
that's not that
I
far. I
was
thought
gonna
it was like really long.
And
You
it's a
guys-
little shorter
Yep.
coming back.
And most of the flights to Hawaii are nonstop
Direct.
and direct because really,
You
where are
hope
you
they
going to
are.
stop in the middle?
Yeah, you got water underneath you, right? Yeah. Phil, you better hope you're not stopping in the middle. It's not
Amelia Earhart tried to have a layover. It didn't work out too good for her.
No, it really didn't.
He wants to go scuba diving, but not with the plane going in. God forbid.
Yeah. So you go to scuba diving. Maui. That's the Big Island. No, that's not the Big Island.
No, the Big Island is where
Maui's where all the tourists go, right?
Are you going to see the ship?
Oahu and Maui
Oahu
are two big tourists, and Kauai. You know, there's a lot of islands in Maui, but not many of them are populated.
Too bad Renee wasn't calling in. You could have told her you were going out there.
It's a different island.
Oh, okay.
She lives on the Big Island.
Hawaii, yeah. Now, did she move to Europe for a while?
No, I don't know what happened to her.
Did you ever get a response from
Did
you
she say
sending
she
her a
was in
card?
the Czech Republic?
What?
I thought she said she was in the Czech Republic. I saw something on Facebook.
She's not on Facebook any longer.
No, Jeff had some conversation with her on Facebook a while back, and I saw the thread.
Wait a minute, Renee Collins.
I thought you looked her up and sent her a card.
I looked her up, but I haven't sent the card. And
what the hell are you waiting for, man?
I didn't write down the thing. I got to pay $1 again to go on that search program to get the address.
Well, let me see here. Renee Collins. No.
Yeah, Jeff talked to her. It was a while ago. I thought she was in the Czech Republic or in Prague.
Oh, she has family in Syria, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I thought she'd talk one time about maybe going somewhere so then she could fly her family out of Syria.
And they didn't want to go.
The last time anybody posted on her page was Jeff Stein,
right,
who wrote, I miss you on Gabnet. And that said, great that you are around. Are you now out of Hawaii? I'm in Prague, Czech Republic. Is it to save to come home now? Is it save? What was that about, Jeff?
I don't remember very much about it.
I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe 6 months.
Ago?
No, it was like 6 months ago or something.
Yeah, October 4th. And the other one was May 5th. And thinking about you and knowing much about you, Miss Marty, and blah, blah, blah. That was from December 2018. To hell with pictures, is Renee okay? That was me. And that was in May of last year.
Yeah, well, that was the thread that I saw.
Yeah.
And it mentioned something about Prague, and that's...
No, that was something Jeff wrote.
Oh, Jeff was in Prague. Okay.
Well, I went to Prague.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought...
See, I know last when she was calling in, she was just getting her house remodeled, getting floors retiled and everything, so it seemed like she was ready to move. I think that's why we should maybe try to reach out to the other guy from Hawaii and see if...
we haven't heard from him either in the same amount of time.
Maybe Hawaii has actually been blown up, and they're just not telling us.
Hey, Patrick.
Let me see. Hold on a second. Patrick, there's Darth Pat. Hello, Patrick. How are you?
I am super duper.
Oh, you're super duper? Okay. Yeah.
Maybe he knows.
Hi. Okay. You don't know what happened to Renee, do you?
No. In fact, I was in contact with her probably about 1.5 years ago, and then that was it.
She dropped off the face of the planet.
Right.
How about James Lee? Does anybody know?
Oh, yeah, he was the other guy.
He's the guy that lives on the island.
He's on
And
the
we
other.
haven't heard from him either.
Yeah.
Maybe the island sank.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. They're just hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss Renee. She always used to call you from the old show.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have no idea where Renee is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything's all right. All right, good night. She's sleeping again.
Is that your
Come
mother?
on,
Is that
Phil,
your
why don't
mother?
you
Yeah, my
Sorry,
mom. She had to get up and take a pee. She's got to tell me.
Wait a minute,
Why don't
Tony.
you tell her to
What'd
pop
you
her
say,
head in
Jeff?
so we can see her?
Jeff,
Good
Tell her
what'd
to
you
pop
say?
her head in so we can see her, Tony.
We had a good day.
Ask her to pop her head in so we can see her.
Oh, God, she's small, Alex. I'm going to let you have the illusion to see her. I'd have to pick her up. Hold on, let me help her get out the bathroom.
Pick her up from the bottom of the stairs.
Isn't that a good son? He's good to his mother because he's paid to be.
1, 2, 3. This is how you like your
Let's
ass.
listen. Let's listen. Wouldn't it be funny if she sounded like the woman in Psycho?
Oh, from the
Or,
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, the friend's mother.
All right. Good night. Oh, yeah, you'll be coming with mom.
Yeah. Well, and we have to look at that hideous wallpaper. Jesus Christ. Okay. Good night, Mom. Have a nice night. I heard that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
There's a few of them.
Well,
It'll take
She's
a minute to
watching
figure out
family.
which one it is.
And you know what I said at the end of the show? They fired the black guy. She said, I like Steve Harvey. Don't get attached.
what do you mean? What?
They
She
fired
watched
Steve
the
Harvey?
game show. They show reruns.
Oh,
I think they canned Steve Harvey. I don't know why.
Family
We watched it
Feud?
tonight. Yeah.
What's he
really
going to
good.
do? He's only got 7 other jobs left.
He has that much from all the treasures him. Like he's a national treasure out. He is funny.
He's a national treasure?
It's a hurry, is in her
Oh,
mind.
oh, God. Damn. Yeah, I could never understand his appeal. You know?
It's the mustache.
Yeah. Anyway.
I guess
so-
he had a tough time as a kid. He stuttered and
he did?
overcame it. And yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Why is my phone so goddamn slow?
What do you mean?
You
Why?
didn't pay your bill, Phil?
What are you trying to do with your phone?
I'm trying to look up that thing on Renee's, because my other stuff is all packed away.
Yeah.
Because you still have the old unlimited plan.
No, I got rid of that. I went to Verizon and I just took their deal.
Oh, see, that's why.
Are you taking a computer with you?
I'm taking a iPad with me.
Yeah, okay. Oh, all right. iPads serve the. I mean, pretty soon people are not going to be using portables anymore. They're just going to be using iPads, things like that.
I got a fob, a flash drive that is both a Lightning and a USB. You flip it around, and we'll see how that works. I was going to download movies to it, but when I found that I could just do it from Netflix, I said, I'll do this, and this way I know
How do you do
there's
it from
something.
Netflix? So do you have to have
A Wi-Fi connection?
connection
I'm not
to?
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
It
for the stuff
said
you
I
download.
downloaded. Yeah.
If you downloaded it.
All right.
But
I just
what-
don't know if you can open up.
No,
Netflix
but let's
without the
say
Wi-Fi.
you download it and then you stop subscribing to Netflix. Does it stop allowing you to watch it?
Yes, because you do it through the app.
I see.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're going to the app to watch your download.
Yes.
Okay, so really, you're not downloading it. You just kind of put a place
No,
marker on it.
You're downloading it. It's just you have to go into the app to access it.
No, but to get to use the app, you have to have internet service. You can't watch it independently of the app. Am I right?
You could
Yeah, that
still
would
open the app without the internet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
believe.
that. I didn't know that. Well, that's good.
There's probably certain parts of it that are saying, there's no internet, but you could still access this part or something. But
Yeah.
I don't. I swear, I think I've done it before, and I used it without using my data or whatever. But
So what's new with your life, Patrick?
I'm gonna have cataract surgery in 2 weeks.
Really?
holy shit, you're young, man.
Really? Your Cadillac is in trouble? It has a
Right.
I've had cataract surgery. It is so simple. It is so, it's 15 minutes. You're in, you're out. They put a cup over your eye for the first night, and then you go to the doctor, and he takes the cup off, and he takes a look at your eye, says "bless you," lets you keep using the drops for a week, and that's it.
But at your age, though, that's not normal, is it?
What?
Not normal. The doctor was telling me people in our age group, younger, it's not the same as older people where the whole eye gets cloudy. It's usually right in the center of the pupil.
Yeah.
So nobody could tell that I have a cataract except me because it gets blurry, if I looked straight ahead, but I had peripheral vision. And he said that's normal if you're younger. That's the type you get. So.
But they still do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
They replace the
They
lens.
plug the vacuum cleaner hose in your eyeball. They suck out the old lens, and then they shoot the new one through. So.
Did you make sure you cleaned your glasses before it wasn't a spot on your lenses?
You might actually find that you use your glasses are prescription lenses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you look into actually having corrected lenses put in so then you wouldn't need glasses anymore?
No, because that is not covered by insurance, and I'm not willing to pay more money to get rid of my astigmatism.
But the cataract part might be. And then when they're doing that, so some of the costs might be covered.
No, the doctor and I talked about it.
Okay.
And to correct it, it wouldn't be covered by insurance. So
And it costs like $12,000.
well, and I said I've been wearing glasses since I was 10. So what do I give a shit?
Right.
40, I've been wearing them for 30 years. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So,
Right. Right. Let me see here. Oh, look. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Got somebody else coming in here.
Renee?
else coming in here. Yeah, we got. Let's see here. Kevin coming in. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to add him here. Come on, Kevin. There we go. There we go. Excuse me, folks. Let me see. Let me get Kevin. Where is he's Hog Rider? There we go. Okay. Kevin, are you there? There he is. Okay, and Kevin has joined us. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. Except, you know what's funny about colds? I got to tell you this. I was feeling pretty good today, and as the night approaches, it gets worse at night. Why is that? Anybody know?
You're laying down, mucus builds up.
I'm not laying down.
Though.
No?
You should do the Vicks out, your nose, and your thing.
It wants you to take drugs.
The Vicks rub is good if you feel like maybe it opened the nasal passage.
No, my nasal passages are fine, but it's just like I'm blowing my nose more, which is I've got blood coming out of this nose. It doesn't have time to clot up,
Oh, you still haven't tried the Mucinex, have you?
No.
Gee, I'm telling you, that is awesome. I don't take anything else besides the Mucinex.
I thought you said
that
it
you have to
didn't
get
work.
from the pharmacy counter.
But I thought you said it didn't work.
This time it did not work because it was so bad. But I can't imagine how it would have been if I didn't take it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'll try the Mucinex tonight. What the heck?
It's awesome. I don't take anything else. I go to the pharmacy counter, ask for the Mucinex. You have to sign and show your license, and it's great.
Yeah.
But if you wanted a gun, they'd have been like, sure,
Here you go.
Here's 3.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're not making meth.
Let me get Snapple. That'll be good. So anyway, what's happening in the news that I should know about? Anything? Okay, well that ends that discussion. It's pretty much the news is kind of just getting boring because it's the same old thing every day.
Some Saudi guy shot up the.
Yeah, they said that
base
was the
in
second
Florida.
one this week. I don't remember hearing about the first one.
The
One at Pearl
first
Harbor.
one, yeah, it was Pearl Harbor.
Okay, I do remember hearing something about
No,
Pearl
that
Harbor.
was the
What that, though?
Japanese, Phil.
Yeah, and they don't know why. Pearl Harbor's in Oahu, different island.
Was that an American or was that another foreigner?
They don't know.
That was an
I don't know.
American in Pearl Harbor,
Hmm.
but it was a foreigner down in Florida.
Oh.
It was a Saudi Air Force trainee down in Florida. And Trump called the king, and the king said he's sorry he did it, but he
Wait,
doesn't
and then-
know anything about it. And
that guy's been here
Yeah.
for like 2 years too, though, hasn't he? I thought I heard something like he's been here for 2 years.
He was here
training.
being trained by the
Yeah,
Air
I think
Force.
so.
So it might not be anything about terrorism. It's just the freaking mental health, and people
could
need to
be,
be
yeah.
checked out a hell of a lot more for their mental health before they buy a fucking gun.
Well, you see, here's what we do. If it's anybody from that part of the world, we immediately suspect
Call them a
terrorism.
terrorist.
Right, right.
Not even that part of the world. You're brown. You're a terrorist.
Yeah.
You know, as far as mental health goes, the Supreme Court's going to look at the whether people can sleep on the sidewalk and reside on the sidewalk.
Why? The Supreme
And
Court
so
has
they're
nothing
saying
better to
that if
do?
it's a pardon me?
Because the Supreme Court has nothing better to do?
Well, no, I guess there was some lower court rulings that said that they could, but they're looking at it to see, you know, how it infringes on the people that own the sidewalk, or
cities?
private sidewalks, and they're saying, well, you know, there's a homeless problem.
I wasn't
There's
aware there was
there's
such a thing
mental
as
health
I
problem.
wasn't aware there was such
and
a
there's a
thing.
drug problem.
No, but I wasn't aware there was such a thing as a private sidewalk.
Well, yeah.
No.
Well, look what they're doing here in San
blocks.
Francisco. Phil, you heard about what they're doing in San Francisco. They're having big old boulders dropped on the street so that nobody can pitch their tents.
Yeah,
And
then
they're
they
having
moved the boulders.
logs dropped so that
Right.
they can't park their RVs.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
long
I know.
logs dropped in
Speaking
the street. so
of
they
dropping
can't
a
park.
log, you should have seen the one I did just before the show started.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
What's
What,
that?
did you have a live cam and you saw it? I missed that.
Was it a clogger?
Do you know something? I've had
Does it stick out of the
I've
water?
had cloggers lately. I don't understand this. Can you explain this to me? I don't eat a lot, and what I do eat is basically non-carbs, right? Which
Meat.
basically do not create a lot of feces. I've been giving out with these huge boulders lately. And I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
shit out.
where's all
Shit
that
talk
stuff?
on Gap
Where's
Net.
it all coming from?
Thanksgiving.
Everything you took in, you're going to shit
That's
out.
what you did.
No, it
You
wasn't.
forgot-
Even at Thanksgiving, I just ate turkey. How much shit is that going to produce? You know?
Did you have some potatoes or something? like
Josh, participate in this discussion, God damn it.
Talk
Maybe
some
it's
shit.
just like you're cleaning out your colon or something. I don't know.
I don't
Making up
know.
for lost time.
Yeah.
You know, with spinach. That'll clean you out.
What?
If you want to clean yourself out, eat spinach.
Really?
Yeah, spinach will go right through you.
Really? Yeah. And then, of course, there's corn.
Oh, corn, it's the way it goes in, the way it comes out, usually, right, Alex?
Yeah, because the body doesn't digest it.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good for cleansing the colon or something, but But what I don't get is I haven't had corn in a year, and I'm still having corn in my feces. I don't get that. Where does it come from?
Oh my God.
Are they
maybe-
corn?
It never
long
breaks
way.
down.
Who knows what
It
happened?
took the long intestine, not the short one.
Oh, I see. It took the long way.
You know, this ancestry.com is insidious. It's the only thing that comes up. I found it before, and now I can't find it.
Well, wait a minute. I told you last night about what's happening with me.
Well, oh yeah, that you got a bad ancestry. You've got a brother and a sister.
I've got a brother and a sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're not the
He's
oldest one anymore.
No,
He's
but
not
I,
the
mean, I
spoiled.
can't figure this one out at all. Hold on a second. Now, where did I put the latest one?
Did it come back?
I found it, and then I made it. Let's see here. Is this it? Well, here we go. No, Ralph Marino. Father, Alexander Schwarzman.
Really?
Well, it could be another one.
1908 to 1966. That's my father.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then it says resident Staten Island. Lives in Staten Island? I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to know who this Ralph Marino is. And then he has a sister who's 5 years younger than he is, born in 1926.
Huh.
So I don't get it. I don't get it. Makes no sense to me at all. Alexander Schwarzman, birth of daughter. Here we go. 1926. Juanita Marino. Resident San Francisco. Merrill head to head. Then Ralph, birth of son Ralph Marino in 1931.
Doesn't sound very Jewish.
Yeah, and then it says 1940, birth of Bennett, son Bennett Schwarzman.
Huh.
So
well, they messed that up because it was 39, right?
Well, 1940. I was born in December 18th, 1939, which is almost 1940.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got that right, actually. It says about 1940.
I see.
All right. But I want to know, why does it list that I have a brother and a sister when I never had, my father never talked about it. My mother never talked about it.
Was it the right parent names? Sorry, I just came back.
It seems to indicate that Alexander Schwarzman, my father, was the father of these two other kids. Then it says Ruth Schwarzman, my mother, had three children: Juanita Marino, Ralph Marino, and Bennett Schwarzman.
That sounds Italian.
I don't understand how the Marino connects to your father and your mother.
Yeah, Marino sounds very similar to Magno.
There may be something at maybe there was something.
I have a gene in the family, Alex.
I think you and Tony are related.
Imagine we were related. That'd be great.
Tony's really
Tony.
Your son,
if we were related, that would not
got
be
a caretaker.
Great. No, it would not be
I knew
great.
Adopted.
In fact, if we were related, I'd probably kill myself.
I don't blame you. I'd have to hide all the shop objects.
Yeah.
So, have you tried to contact this Marino? Are they alive?
I have no idea where they are, who they are, or why they are. It could be.
Sometimes you can send a message to them.
Well, it could be.
Alex, how do they spell Marino? Marino?
Yeah.
They're in New York.
He's a football player, Dan Marino, Hall of Famer.
And these siblings are in New York, you said, right?
Yeah. I looked up Juanita Marino, her death of her father, Alexander Schwarzman, in 1966. Right?
Wow.
All right. What did you look up her mother's name?
Her mother's name. Her mother is
Ruth Bennett.
Is Ruth Schwarzman, supposedly. I don't know. I don't get this.
But how is there a connection between Marino and Schwarzman if they have the same biological parents? You know, both your dad and your mom.
For adoption. Yeah. He wasn't planned either.
I have no
your
idea.
mom's maiden name wasn't Marino.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
right?
My father had two kids by somebody else. He was a little devil. But I mean, I don't think he was ever married to anybody else. My mother never said that, never alluded to that. My father never said that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe you've got a big family now.
No, maybe I don't have any family at all. This could be that somebody put those names in on my thing or something.
To make you feel good?
To make me feel good, exactly.
It feels real great.
I have a brother and sister now. Yeah. But anyway, I have no idea.
I still think you should say fuck them and leave everything to me in the will.
Which will? But that's the. There's Ruth Schwarzman. It says birth of daughter. Ruth Schwarzman, birth of daughter. Juanita Marino. Can't be.
Doesn't sound right.
No.
Sounds like they've tagged something that doesn't belong.
Yeah, something got tagged somewhere. And I have no idea what it is or what it isn't. Here's another interesting thing. My lawyer was supposed to come over to the apartment tomorrow to take a look at it just so he'd have a general idea of what it was like before the trial. And he can't make it, which I'm glad for because I figure every moment that he's here would be costing me money.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and after spending nearly $900 today, oh boy, the bill for this trial is going to be extraordinary.
Cheaper than rent.
It could be $20,000.
Cheaper than rent. You're absolutely correct. It's cheaper than rent. So, anyway, no, I'm starting to feel puny finally. I wasn't feeling that bad all day, but now I'm kind of getting there.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Talk politics? Nah. What
Well, it's going to get interesting soon because once it hits the new year, that's going to be the election then, the election year, the countdown.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculously bad, you know? It's going to be a bad year. I think Trump is in trouble.
Not if he's running against Joe Biden.
Well,
and they're saying that that's really who's going to end up in the hot seat.
Well, I don't know.
They're investigating his son.
That has nothing to do with Joe Biden, though.
What do you mean it has nothing? What has nothing to do with Joe Biden?
Joe Biden's son. I mean, that was his actions. It wasn't Joe Biden's actions.
How nice
and they
of
can't
you.
tie that to him, other than the fact that the guy was there, and the people from Burisma felt that it would be a good idea to have a Biden on their payroll.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily make Joe Biden a crook.
Right.
So you're saying they have other
wait a
dirt on
minute.
Biden?
Hold on a second. Are you actually saying something nice about Joe Biden?
No, I'm just being truthful. You know that you can't blame somebody for the actions of their
yeah, but
child.
don't you feel that Trump, through his
After they're 18.
through his
But why they're bringing
insinuations-
Biden in with that is the only reason why his son, and I do believe the only reason why his son got the job is because of who his dad was. And he
That's
admitted
correct.
it too. But that happens every
But
fucking day in
that
life.
doesn't mean that Joe Biden did anything.
No.
Just because you have a kid that takes a deal, and he's trading on his name, that doesn't necessarily mean Joe Biden's called up the guy at Burisma and said, "Hey, my kid should be on that board."
So then
getting
how would he end up on
$83,000
the
a
hot
month."
seat?
That's right. Look at the whole Trump family.
Where'd you come out with $83,000 a month, Phil?
That's what they said he was getting paid
they
from
said,
Burisma.
They said 50.
He said they said 50, then they said 83, and then they said they're splitting it between two guys, and it was 100 and something, 160 or something, 165. There's been a number of things, but it doesn't matter whether it was 50 or 83 or 100
It was
or
bad
$50.
judgment. It was bad judgment on Biden's son's part, but But then again, did he do anything wrong? Maybe, probably not.
No, I don't think he did anything wrong. It's just it was bad judgment. It's
so then why was
but
Trump
he never
trying?
knew
Well,
that
then
his
why was
father
Trump
gonna
trying
run.
to? Well, then why was Trump trying to get the goods on him?
Because probably Trump was trying to defile Biden's character
Yes, for what reason?
to get elected.
And now is that right for a president to ask a foreign government to do that for him?
No, he just asked the comedian, "Can you do me a favor?" He didn't ask the government to do it. He just said, "Hey,
Comedian
do me
who
a
is
favor."
the president of.
Hey, asking him to investigate what would you call corruption, and they got to prove that they were holding the money up for them, and I mean that's a very open thing. They can't prove it, and they can't not prove it.
You should go over there and hook up with Rudy Giuliani and help him out.
Yeah.
He might actually help.
It's too cold there. I don't want to. I'd rather go scuba diving.
Yeah, you'd help him out.
But if you look at this thing, I don't think I mean it didn't show up very well, and it was bad press. But you can't prove that the guy did anything wrong.
Yeah, but
How
the
did this
problem.
money get held up for so long, and then they got more money than the Congress actually even delegated for them?
Trump's a generous guy. Alex was trying to say something.
The only question that I have is, don't you think, however, that no matter what Trump was trying to do or not do, by the fact that he tried to do it, then sullies Biden's name, even if Biden didn't do it. You get what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
And so therefore, it makes him not a very good candidate. He effectively neutralized Biden just by the inference.
Yeah. Well, they infer that Trump is everything from a child molester to there's nothing they haven't called Trump. So I don't think.
How do you answer this one, Phil?
They've only called him things
Phil,
that there's like somewhat of evidence.
And I want a serious answer from you because I was thinking of this yesterday.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that Trump is basically morally bereft? In other words,
he's a politician.
No. Forget about that, Phil. He's not a politician to begin with.
He's
he was
not.
a businessman.
He's an outsider.
He's an outsider. He's not a politician.
He is now.
And you said you voted for him because he wasn't a politician. Okay?
Correct.
All right.
Right.
But the fact is that this guy cheats on his wife.
Three wives.
Believes you can grab women by the pussy. I mean,
3 different baby mamas.
This is a guy who basically has no basic moral character. How do you defend that? How do you defend that?
Family values party.
The guy could get away with it before he entered public life. Look, have you been faithful to all your wives? I know there's been more than
therefore I have been sinful and I have been wrong in doing that. Yes.
Right, and so is Trump.
Well, he's never apologized for it. I did.
That's
I did.
Part of the deal, but that's not the end all be all. It's nice that you apologized. Louis C.K. Apologized, and look what it got him.
Alex also isn't running for the party that is the party of family values.
Or
preaches how bad and how wrong this is on every level.
But Jason, that's your interpretation.
It's not my interpretation. The Republican Party says that they're the party of family values.
Yeah, I thought they were fiscal conservatives.
They tried to impeach a president because he got a blowjob in the Oval Office, Phil.
That was 20 some odd years ago.
Okay, what's a little bit more heavy value to American values? Getting a blowjob in the Oval Office or trying to withhold money from a foreign government because you're trying to dig up dirt on your political opponent?
If you don't like this guy, then in November, you can vote him out.
3 million people already did vote for somebody else.
No, those 3 million weren't American citizens. They were Californians and New Yorkers.
They're all illegal Native Americans.
Now, Josh could speak on this, that we're a republic, and in the Madison Papers, it talks about the college, the electoral college, and why you don't want just 2 states, regardless of its population, to control the election.
Did he say
because
that?
we're a republic?
Did he say that, Josh?
I mean, that entire issue was cobbled together pretty late at the convention, as a last-ditch effort by the small states who felt like they weren't getting enough out of the new federal system that was making headway, that it was going to get pushed through. I mean, they got a few things, but they didn't feel like they got enough, and the small state faction was able to win over one last concession and a compromise for the electoral college, because they felt like you have to remember the new government was going to go into effect in the late 1780s, and in the late 1780s, the largest states were not largest in size, they were largest in population, and those states were Virginia, and Massachusetts,
Pennsylvania,
and
New York.
To an extent, Pennsylvania, and they felt like the most prominent men were all from those states. Everyone knew that Washington would be the first president, so there were people from the small states who looked around and said, it's possible for the next half a century, it's going to be a guy from Virginia or Massachusetts as president of the United States, and we're not even going to have a say in it. We're not happy about that. And the reason we're not happy about it is because we already compromised over representation, where they felt like they got semi-hosed. And then they felt like the slave states came away with quite a few victories, which they did. So you had the small states, making a last-ditch effort to say, you got to give me something. And then James Wilson of Pennsylvania came up with this idea, and, they were able to accept it. I mean, it's not as relevant now as it was then. I mean, I know there are people who hate it and think it should go away, and I'm open to that argument. So,
Are you open to allowing just 2 or 3 states to control
No, not really. I mean, I understand what you're saying there. I don't think that it would be right in some way.
But
I think
in
but at the
today,
same time, everyone in this country has a vote, and if we don't vote by state, we vote by people. So if you went to popular vote, I guess what I'm saying is you would do away with these number of electoral votes that they win per state, so it really wouldn't matter anymore anyway. So,
but we have a representative structure, and we have two senators for each state, and so therefore that's how I understand, on the coastal areas, you're going to have a higher population than you have in the middle of the country. Yeah. But they became states and they got the full rights of what a state gets. If they didn't want to give these states those rights, they would have kept them as territories.
But at the same time, the reason why they feel that they're not going to get the representation and why they need the representation is because the smaller states are actually a lot of times agricultural states, and we need to represent the agricultural needs. And I think that would easily be a given the first time somebody tried not to represent the agricultural needs. When you see food prices skyrocket and a loaf of bread costs $20, and people are going to be like, bullshit on that. And they're going to realize we need somebody who's actually going to represent the agricultural areas too. It doesn't necessarily need to be. We can educate ourselves very quickly now. Information passes very quickly now. If you get somebody who says, fuck these states, fuck Utah, fuck these, places, it's not going to work out because they're going to overtax them and not represent them right, and food prices will skyrocket, and people are going to be like, I'm not putting up with that, and then realize that they're going to have to represent those areas, and you can go to a popular vote.
Yeah. I mean, you swung back and forth 2-3 different ways.
It's not, no.
The college is outdated in several ways. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, the other part of it too is that it was pretty unheard of in 1787, for example, the idea that a citizen in Virginia would vote for someone from Massachusetts for president if there were someone from Virginia that was qualified was unheard of. I mean, they were very parochial. They were as parochial about their statehood as we are now about party.
Tony has his hand up. Maybe he has a question.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they want to change the whole electoral college, just make every state be worth the same then.
That's what it is.
No, it isn't.
No, I mean,
no, it isn't. Phil.
No, it's not. Because New York and California are worth more. You said it yourself. Just make every state be worth more than.
They're worth more delegates, but they're not worth more senators.
But they're worth more. But I'm just saying, instead of like New York and California are worth a lot. Just make them all worth the same every state.
The point is that when we talk about the electoral college, we're only talking about the presidential election. We're not talking about representation to Congress. We're not talking about anything else but President of the United States. And that should be judged on who gets the most votes.
But the representation in Congress is based on local representatives.
Phil, we're not talking about that. We're only talking about the election of the president. We're not talking about the election of senators and congressmen.
I understand, and it has no effect to the Electoral College, but you don't need the Electoral College because those people are elected locally.
All I'm saying, Phil, and I repeat again, the only elective office we're talking about here is President of the United States.
And you want the president to represent all the states, and this way
they
have an
do you
equal
think
say.
Donald Trump represents all the states?
Absolutely, except California and New York.
Yeah, right, exactly.
A real fine job representing the farmers.
The most proper way.
He's paying them a lot of money.
The most proper way
for the tariffs.
Hold on a second, Josh. Yeah.
The most proper way for the president to represent all the states would be by a popular vote. I mean, in one of the great ironies of the convention, the very man that created the Electoral College Compromise was actually not really for it. I mean, he came up with the idea that everyone would accept, but James Wilson was the most Democratic member of the convention by far. He wanted the president elected by popular vote because he believed, in his words, that the democracy in America should be built upon the widest possible base for the pyramid of democracy. In other words, the more people who could vote for president, the better. I mean, he was the most democratic of all delegates at the convention. I mean, it is one of the great ironies that he created the Electoral College compromise that we have, because he wasn't really in favor of it. I mean, he was in favor of a popular vote, but it just wasn't going to happen at that time. I mean, it's just like we weren't going to form a union without accepting the fact that there was going to be slavery in the union. I mean, a lot of people look back now and say, that was a failure of the convention, and it was, but there was no confederation was going to happen without that acceptance. I mean, the South was going to keep their slaves, or there were going to be two nations. I mean, and proof of that is the fact that 100 years later, there were two nations. I mean, before they were reunified by a terrible war that killed 600,000 people.
Yeah, we had many more states at that point. There's only 13 colonies, right?
And without concessions to the slaves holding states in the South, there would have been 10, maybe 9. Because North Carolina,
was Georgia a state at the time of the Confederate?
Yes. Yeah. As a matter of fact, South Carolina and Georgia, along with North Carolina to some degree, were the most ardent, protectors of slavery, and threatened on multiple occasions to leave the convention and refuse to confederate with the new nation. In other words, they said they would go at it themselves. Basically, they would just create their own independent.
Well, let me ask you this though, Josh. What I was always led to believe. Excuse me. It's getting to be a late evening, and I'm this cold. Is suddenly everything's starting to come up. Anyway, what I was led to believe was that the original reason for the Electoral College was as a matter of counting of ballots too.
How long it took to get the
how long it took to get to Washington D.C. And so what would happen is. They would have because we have the elections in November, but we don't have the Electoral College until January. And the reason for that, I was led to believe, had to do with travel. Am I right about that, Josh?
I think that there were considerations upon travel when it came to the election, but I don't think it was as large a factor as people would be led to believe. I mean, if they had decided that they wanted to elect the president on a popular vote, they could have done it. I mean, it like I said, it was proposed and favored by several people to elect the president by a pure popular vote amongst those people who were eligible to vote, which, is another story. But among the people that were eligible to vote, let's just, do what we're talking about, a popular vote. This guy gets 100 and this guy gets 99. Well, this guy wins. And of all the objections that came up to combat that idea, none of them really had anything to do with the fact that it would be too difficult to travel to the place where the conclave took place. I mean, it was mentioned and batted about, but I don't.
But that
wasn't what kept it from happening?
I mean, today, if you were to have an electoral college, you could actually do it 2 or 3 days after the election.
I mean, it could be done 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean. Right.
Who has a system for that?
Every reason why we have the Electoral College is kind of null and void, I think, by today's technology.
Well, what Phil does is he says, well, the Constitution did this and Jefferson said that, but they said that back in a time that wasn't today, and we didn't have the communication we have today. We didn't have as many states as we have today. They were dealing with a microcosm at the time.
Well,
we didn't have the weaponry we have today.
No, the document doesn't work, Phil. The document is a piece of shit that needs to be changed.
And if you want to change it, it can be changed slowly, and it can be changed.
It can be. We need a new. I think we need a new constitutional convention.
That's most Democrats do. Hey,
no, not most Democrats do, Phil. I'm one of the few Democrats who does feel that, Phil.
See, and I disagree with him. I'm a Democrat who disagrees with him, Phil. So.
What, you don't want to change the Constitution?
I don't think the Constitution needs to be changed. I think there are some amendments that need to be changed. I'm not open for what isn't there so many states that are pushing for a constitutional convention? Yeah. I'm not. I think that it'd be, especially the way that people are right now, it is so fucking scary to send your kid to school and worry that your kid might be shot and killed, and people are all okay with the gun rules that we have right now. I'm scared to have those people have any type of influence on the Constitutional Convention, even with as bad as our gun laws are right now.
I'd be scared to send your kid to school with all the garbage that the teachers are pumping down their throats.
What kind of garbage is that, Phil? What kind of garbage is that, Phil? What kind of garbage is that, Phil?
I'll tell you, they're training them to be liberals. They're training them to not
Phil.
Phil. That there is no God. That there, not that I'm
good.
I don't
Phil,
practice
so
religion.
Are you gonna say hell to Jesus?
Yeah, Phil. As a guy who really believes in God, I'm sure that concerns you.
No, I don't. But people have a right to allow their beliefs just as much as the people have a right to not believe it. There's other people who have a right to believe it, and I'm not going to take that right away from them.
Yeah, but I believe it. I believe that you can believe anything you want to believe, but shut the fuck up.
Phil, I am.
They are not
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. What did you say, Kevin?
They're not teaching that shit in school.
No,
I go to the classes. They don't teach that shit. That's all bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Yes.
Godless society.
Yeah,
Well,
Jason.
they're not allowed to. My sister's a teacher. They're not allowed to talk about any religion.
No,
in
they
public school.
aren't. It's just like
At all,
work.
yeah.
You can't go in. And
So you don't
talk
know
that
what you're
shit.
talking about, Phil. So you want to take that back?
I know what I hear.
You know what you hear.
Yeah, you know what you hear on the.
You know
to
what
be
you
real
hear.
Christianity.
Yes, Jason. Jason.
I was just gonna say I am an atheist, and I teach my kid to be an atheist, but I also teach my child to respect other people's religious beliefs. It's not his place to tell them they are wrong, and I also teach him that it is not their place to tell him that he is wrong.
Well, they're also telling people in school that it's okay for Johnny and Bruce to get together.
And it is.
Oh,
Phil,
are they teaching that in school, Phil? Are they teaching that in school?
Yeah.
Kevin, are they teaching that in school?
My sister teaches second grade, so I
No.
don't.
Yeah,
And you have
they're
kids
saying
in
it's
school
okay
right
if
now.
you want to claim to be a German Shepherd, you can be a German Shepherd, and I have to recognize you as a
And
German
it's okay
Shepherd.
to be a. No, I'm sorry, I won't go there because that's
Phil,
racist.
you're getting ridiculous now.
What's the matter?
You're getting absurd.
I'm telling you that
It's okay to be a white European and claim some property over in the Middle East.
works
Yeah,
for me.
actually, Phil, they walk them in the door, they shut all the windows, and they start teaching them all that shit, and they lock them in.
Yeah, they brainwash them.
And then when it's after another hour, they take them down the hall to another room. They lock them all up. They close all the windows, and they teach them all that shit. Then they come out with bright eyes. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Come on.
Well, I mean, a new convention today wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Jeff wants to say something.
A new convention today would never see the light of day. I
It would
mean,
be so unproductive, it'd be ridiculous.
Yes.
It
First of all,
would never end.
the first convention was done totally in secret. Okay, I mean, nothing leaked out to the press.
Not
period.
like Schiff.
I mean, and letters and diary entries from the period have made it very hard because the delegates did truly, for the most part, stick to, the secrecy rule. That would never last,
Right.
that would last 15 seconds today.
Jeff had his hand up.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Well, I was going to just talk about what we're talking about people who are not men versus women and who want to change their life. This happens today, Phil. Get used to it. There's kids who are in high school who are boys and they want to be girls instead. And there's people who are girls that want to be boys. Tough shit. It's not the teachers who are teaching them. It's and you know what? It's the kids and their families, because I know people who have this issue, and the family is going like, wow, my kid is weird, and somehow I still love this kid, and I got to make it be a smart kid and a healthy kid and a good kid.
I got the same
a generation ago or 2 generations ago, you didn't have these autistic kids that
Yes, you had autistic kids. You absolutely, Phil, you don't know what you're talking about.
If you acted out, you got
Phil, You don't know what you're talking about. There were autistic children. We just didn't recognize them. They were not diagnosed.
Yeah, and did the school let them act out and let them get away?
We punished them. We punished them for their behavior, in spite of the fact that they had no control over it. Phil.
Correct.
And if they had the bucks, they would get the kid educated on a one-on-one basis or a special basis.
Yeah. Otherwise, they got stuck in some class in the corner.
But otherwise,
of the school.
we didn't realize these things existed. We do now. And it's helped a lot of kids. You know,
I don't know if it's just an excuse that for letting the behavior exist.
The world has changed, and besides that, even though the world really didn't change, our education allows us to understand it.
And Phil, it was an excuse to do only one thing, and that was to have compassion for kids who were not good at learning or having those kind of antisocial behaviors because of their autism. And I think that that's a very good thing that we found that out. And a lot of kids' lives and their futures are being saved by this knowledge and our ability to deal with it.
And you don't think that it's caused by sugar and these cereals that they keep pumping in the kids?
No.
You know, everything that they
before
eat
that.
Phil, I grew up on sugar.
Look what happened to you.
It happens before that as well.
Yeah, I turned out okay.
No, I think you know what it was, Alex? Like you
autistic.
said, a lot of things went undetected probably when we were kids. Like my sister said the same thing. They just didn't have a definition for it probably at the time. Look at anorexia. They never knew that when Karen Carpenter got sick, right?
Yeah,
I was reading her biography. They didn't know what she had until they came up with a term for her illness.
Yeah, I mean, they just, kids who were dyslexic, we'll get to in a second there, Jason, we just called slow. And that just kind of swept it under the carpet. Yes, Jason.
So I know all the Flint water crisis and stuff has made the news over and over again. Has it made the news recently about a seawall collapsing in Detroit that might have had possible uranium?
I didn't hear that.
Was that near that walk, that new walk where they've got all those shops in Detroit?
No, I don't think it was. It was more of just an industrial complex, but luckily it's south of where the intake is, where we take in our water, but it's not south of where other people south of there take in their water. So a seawall collapsed that had some uranium in it, so the water might be polluted now.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of, all I'm saying, Phil, is that we as years go on, science catches up with things and we begin to realize stuff that we didn't realize. And in that area, we've realized a lot that we didn't realize years ago, and good for that, because kids' lives are being saved. Yes, Jeff.
There's certain things that we haven't figured out yet, and we may not understand it. And your idea, the kids have too much sugar and the wrong kind of food. I know so many people who have gone through the world on trying to come with the best possible food, education, training, and this and that. And there's still Austin kids that are problems.
And you don't think things like our obesity problems in today's generation and last generation, that this obesity is caused by the food that we're eating, and the illness, the diabetes, and all of these other issues that take place because
I appreciate your efforts in that. I appreciate your efforts in that field, Phil, to try and stem that.
I'm a model citizen.
Yeah, you're a model citizen.
I mean, come on,
I'm just one of the
Americans, by and large, and I mean large, have been a much fatter race of people than any other on the face of the earth. But I always noticed when I came from Europe, the minute I got off the plane, how incredibly fat everybody was.
I'm home.
Yeah, I'm home. Home of the free, home of the fat.
Where's the Cinnabon?
Every McDonald's. I used to cry to go to McDonald's. My mother's like, you can't go every week.
Yeah.
Because you just wanted those French fries and Big Mac.
Well, I mean,
and we had to supersize everything. We had to get it bigger and bigger.
I mean, we have a lot of large-sized people.
Don't keep putting that on your eye. Get a warm compress.
I know I have a compress, but it's in the other room. Okay, you don't have to tell me that.
All right. Well,
And the only reason I'm doing that is to just it's tearing a little bit, and I'm just stopping it. But I've been putting I put this gel on it actually.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's tear duct.
It's an eye cream.
Clogged.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, Phil. I've got this all taken care of. I know what I'm doing with my body. Anyway, I think that it's like what's her name? Who's that cunt who was talking about autism and that it was coming from what was all the stuff she was spouting out?
Oh, the actress from vaccines.
Yeah, vaccines.
Oh, the kids were just acting up.
And so because of her, that bitch, that cunt, that she works for Sirius, by the way, she managed to start a measles epidemic in this country because of her anti-vaxxing deal.
And you don't think the measles epidemic is coming from illegal aliens coming over the border spreading disease?
No,
these Jewish people and these Jewish communities.
Well, those up in Rockland County.
Those the biggest.
But
measles
they don't
have been in Jewish communities, Phil. These are not Mexicans coming over the border.
These people are 17th century people that don't associate with anyone else. If you drive through their neighborhood on a Saturday, they stone you.
And that's where all the outbreaks are.
Orange County, Rockland County, I mean.
Boy, you live in a world we don't live in, Phil.
Spring Valley. You go through Spring Valley, New York.
By the way, Patrick has been terribly quiet tonight, and I think it's because he's all looking upon us. Is because Patrick's looking at us as a bunch of troglodytes here. So, are you frozen, Pat? No. Oh, no. Okay, all right. I was just wondering if you were frozen.
But he's looking up, and I think his TV is up.
Yes, Jason.
So I have to ask before the show's over. I was on Damien's show tonight. I'm on your show right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on Jack's show afterwards if I'm
You got nothing to do?
You're doing the triumvirate, huh?
Yes, I am.
The wife must be out of town. Anyway, go ahead.
No, she's here. Am I going to be the first to do it?
What?
To be on all three shows. I'll
Tonight?
put in the most hours
I
on
would say.
Gabnet
I would say. Yeah.
You should get a star for that.
Yeah, well,
in the
I
Gabnet
should get
Walk
like
of
1,000
Fame.
Gabnet bucks.
No, in the Gabnet Walk of Fame, they'll
Here,
put a star.
I'll give you. Here's 1,000 Gabnet bucks. Okay, Jason.
Oh man, my wallet just got heavy.
Yeah,
Don't spend them all in one place.
you can turn them in wherever they're redeemable.
Spend them in the Gabnet store.
Right.
The Gabnet store. Yeah. I'll show you around when I get a chance here. We have the Alex Bennett glasses. These are.
Before this thing is over, I wish you very, very good luck next week on your court case.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see.
You shall prevail.
Well, I'm sure we'll prevail. Just a matter of I just want it over with. Damn it!
Well, you're nearing the end of it.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it's been a long, hard slog, longer than it should have been for us.
Oh yeah,
because we did nothing wrong. You know, but hopefully some people will have to pay for their evil doings. You know. Anyway, hey, listen. Great seeing y'all. I see the end of the show. I'm a mess physically here. Hopefully this cold will completely go away by the next time I see you. If it doesn't, just meet me at the cemetery, okay? Thank you so much, Jeff.
You'll be the grave with no headstone.
Phil, have a good time in Maui. Josh, thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Kevin. I got them all. Hey, why don't you
Jeff,
guys...
Don't let them get you sick.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, give a big wave goodbye. And I will wave back at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. There's our citizen panel. Good citizen panel. Good. Nice to have them around. Jack Bishop is next with the intersection. And a couple of people have threatened to call that show, so why don't you do the same? Meanwhile, I will not be here Tuesday and I will not be here Wednesday because I've got the big trial happening and it starts so early in the morning that, I can't. So Anyway, so I'm just saying to you, I'll see you probably next Thursday night for another edition of the Ramble, but just stay tuned to all the other shows when I'm not on. In the meantime, have a nice night, everybody, and as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.